Greetings and salutations, everyone. Welcome to another... Oh, there's a beef. Hi. Welcome to another Road Most Followed video here. We're going to do a two-part series on the Vaughn series here. Probably long-term it'll turn into a three-part series because we'll probably do Vaughn 5 and 6. We'll try to find a raid group or something at some point. But for now, we're going to do 1... which is going to be, I think we decided Vaughn 1 and Vaughn 3. And then we'll do 2, which will be 2 and 4. Looks like Beef is going to race us. He's racing us. Can I get mine done before he gets his done? I don't know. Probably not.
Is he the same level? Or is he big?
He's big.
This looks like the underground highway to Tharashk Arena.
We'll get started.
Contact. Keep your guard up. The spectators may not be friendly.
Bring all this trash with us. Those little spectator guys I'm not as worried about. As some of these other guys. They'll basically die in a firewall if I cast one here. Really just have to worry about random champ. Now, fun fact. Come in here, talk to this guy. Pay him some gold. Get some experience. Be done. Yay us. Yay. It was pretty hilarious.
Can't you fight him for more?
I don't honestly know if you get more. I think it's the same, but you don't get the password. So, I would rather get the password and not have to have a crazy fight that could accidentally murder me.
What?
Right? I know, doesn't that seem crazy? Right, collectible behind the little hole there. I like to go to the right. If you go right, you can avoid the extra optional of the drunken ogres. But we are going to go ahead and knock out the drunken ogres anyway, because, you know, road most followed. We gotta clear these optionals. The other thing, I'm going to go ahead and put this out there. I don't know if it still works, but you used to be able to. Oh, you still can't. You could jump up here on this little corner of the building.
Jumping on things.
In the event that you, for some reason, need to jump away from these ogres to heal, there's a place that you can do that. Then we're going to get Roast Halfling. If you don't have the password, then you have to fight all these trolls for no value. No value is negative value.
You get to fight trolls.
No value is negative value.
What's the value? It says...
If it was a don't have the password and get an extra 500 experience points, then I would give them the wrong password.
So much value.
No value. Negative value.
Aww.
We're all about the value added, not the value lost by doing extra stuff.
Combat, though.
Combat is useful.
Murder. I mean...
Well, is it self-defense at this point, though? I just came to watch a gladiatorial match as a helper.
Look, if you go to the gladiator match and you don't expect to get into a random fight, it's like going to a hockey game. Except they didn't have hockey, they had gladiators.
Yeah,
you expected to get into a fight at the gladiator match. That's the thing. Guaranteed.
I don't think so. I don't think you think you planned on getting into the ring with the gladiators when you went to the
Not like that. It's like in the stands.
Well, there's a little bit different. They're putting me in the gladiator pit.
Well, yeah, but that's like signing up to fight. But like you go in the stands, like a hockey game.
You feel like you just randomly fight people in a hockey game?
Yes.
I think you're drunk, son. It's not like a mosh pit.
It is exactly like a mosh pit.
Man, I feel like one of the things we have got to do once I get the bus and I come visit is we've got to go catch some hockey games.
come see an Avs game. Be ready to fight.
I, I guess so.
Notice words etched above this gate. Ready
All right.
for one. Inside, scarred and muscular trolls.
Again, webs, firewalls, shenanigans. Let's get it done. Not a big deal. Again, for those of you who don't know, you can jump up here on top of this little building, Tabrel. Where's your gasp of jumping on top of this?
Oh,
Thank you.
did you jump on a thing?
Ready for
Thank you.
one.
You can jump on a lot of these things, to be honest.
Trolls wait restlessly.
Come to Canada, where
Tharashk.
hockey was invented. I would love to go to Canada. It's on my short list for sure.
Rogan, the promoter.
Alright, I also like to put my hireling down here at the bottom of where we zone in at. She just tends to stay out of trouble that way, and then like to kind of stand in this region until the bad guys crop up. I don't like to do pre things. But yeah, I'm definitely, at some point I will be visiting Canada. I'd like to do a summer up in Canada for sure. But I got to get the bus done before that.
You know what they do in Canada?
What do they do in Canada?
Fight.
Play hockey and ice skate.
Fight.
Fight.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry, eh? Sorry I punched you.
Oh no! All that goes away when it's hockey time. Like that's all bets are off.
All bets are off.
Oh, you put your poutine down, engage in the fisticuffs.
The horns of fury and the maelstrom
There you go,
of
folks.
forces have slain hundreds
No
of
more
dead.
poutine.
This should be the shortest fight.
Oh, the wife's coming with me in the bus. Don't you worry about that.
She'll be fighting too.
All right, who can do their best Hang-a-Burger impression?
Hamburger!
So the other day, I forget where I was at a pre-release. That's where I was at. And I threw an boot out there. I don't even remember what we were talking about. And
Rogan sounds
this guy just looked at me like weird. He's like, "Are you Canadian?" I'm like, "What are you talking about?"
Slaughtered in their prime.
And he looks at me and he goes, "A boot?" I go, "Oh." It's just something I say sometimes.
It's time for an all-out showdown. Fresh fighters from all four teams have armed themselves for
I don't even... I mean, I do know why.
their horns are
But it's the same thing, like, I also use mate.
brave fighters.
I don't know. I end up picking up these words from the various TV shows that I watch that are international programs, and I just, like, work them into my day-to-day... my
I'm going to
language.
tell the Canadians about your cultural appropriation of a boot.
Okay, so... Oh, man, we're done. This video is going to be, all of a sudden, not as public-friendly as usual. So a friend of mine, Marshila Rockwell, she actually wrote the Dungeons & Dragons novels, the DDO books. Sorry, not Dungeons & Dragons, the DDO books. She posted this big, long thread earlier today about cultural appropriation and the Chiefs, because the Chiefs just made it into the Super Bowl for the first time in like 50 years. And I feel like
Warrior with the strength and
cultural appropriation
heroes of
is a way of saying, this is something we think is really awesome about your culture. We want to do it too. So like,
give you the king
if you're appropriating something in someone else's culture, that's just a way of saying we admire it and we're going. In this case, she was talking specifically about the Chiefs and Native American appropriation. And I understand that there's some stuff in there, right? There's definitely some history, and people can feel about it however they feel about. But keep in mind, at the same time, that people are also saying, hey, this was something that we all want to remember, and for various reasons. And they believe that, like, for example, the Chiefs, or like the Apache helicopter, or the Tomahawk missile, etc., etc. Like, these are things that people remember for their awesome abilities, and particularly like fighting, which is why the Chiefs happen to be called the Chiefs. And those things, like the Apache helicopter, is an outstanding warrior vehicle, right? And that's the reason why they named it that. It's not like it's an honor, and yes, it is cultural appropriation in the sense that you're taking something from another culture and you're saying, let's make this part of my culture too. But like, isn't that the idea? Is like, hey, I think your thing is awesome. Shouldn't we all share your awesome thing?
It depends on the spirit of the thing, right?
It does, 100%, 1,000%. But I also feel like at the same time, like, if you're taking a different meaning, or you're saying, hey, I feel like that's not being used that way. I'm like, come on, man. Try to give people a benefit of a doubt, right? Give it, like, try. You know? How many of you remember the War of 1812? In fact, I was talking about the War of 1812 not super long ago. Like, a few months ago. We were talking about it.
Oh, we're gonna hear about the War of 1812 again. This old rag.
Oh, man. Alright, so that was Vaughn 1. Pretty straightforward. Little quest chain.
You gonna get all the chests?
I did get all the chests.
The little side chest with the key?
I did. I didn't talk about them, but I did get them.
You should talk about the key.
I should have talked about the key. Meanwhile, let's move it to Vaughn 3 instead. So, this is another one of the rare quests that
That's not in order.
I know, I'm not doing them in order. I literally talked about it. I want to keep the videos a little bit shorter, so we're going to do 1 and then 3, and then we'll do 2 and 4. So anyway, this is one of the rare areas that you can use your horsey, which I think is pretty sweet. I'm pretty much all about opportunities to use my horsey. Oh, we got a Reaper back there. This could get ugly. Another Reaper back there. This might be the time. This might be the time I overextended and I didn't summon my hireling. Alright, we better stop and clear some shenanigans here. I feel like double Reaper is the bad news bears.
That where it gets real?
Yeah. Especially since I think both of them are Fear Reapers. Oh man, we have 8 dots. We're taking 54 points of damage a dot. Alright, let's fire off these heal scrolls. Go, 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 heal scrolls. Alright. Oh, the dots are over. Alright. Whew, that was close. We're off a couple more of these heal scrolls. Look at all these guys raising their smelly armpits at us. Get another firewall out here. Alright, I want to tighten these firewalls up if I can. Alright, we lowered the dungeon alert back down from orange to no alert. That was a pretty big series of Reaper screams there. Maybe that's just a little too much. Maybe we'll clear a little bit. Now there won't be any more Reapers. We could have just zerged the rest of the way. Put your arms down. The war's over. Exactly. Nobody needs to see that. Nobody needs to see that. Alright, so this quest typically is a quest that people just, like, in my opinion, move through pretty quickly, pretty efficiently. There's not a lot to it outside of the norm.
Ahead, a glowing barrier blocks access to the forbidden capital. Chanting of the Blackheart soothsayer.
There's an optional here to break their overlords, which I think is down in this little cave here. Boink. There we go. Also, there happens to be the shrine over there in case you need the shrine. I guess we'll get this Skyborn because he's already up here. And this Pandemonium, same reason. But if you need the shrine, there's a shrine over there. But it's not really that much to this quest. Again, except for it's one of the few places you can ride your horse. Which is pretty sweet. Unless, of course, you run into mono Fear Reapers, in which case then you knocked off your high horse pretty fast by Reaper dots.
So I think you should be able to name your horsey.
I do too. I don't know why they don't have a name slot there.
Majestic being of metal and
Alright, so before we go around this corner, we're gonna get our Death Ward.
this inevitable is a Marut.
This guy, if he's here, likes to...
Destroy
The red name is here. He likes to give neg levels, in my opinion. So it can be a little bit troublesome. Oh, we found a Plague Reaper, huh? Oh no, that Plague Reaper just got in the water and leashed. Plague Reapers can fly though. They can't be tripped because they fly. How did they fall in the water and leash? That's
You can trip a Reaper.
Not according to the wiki.
They stop moving and doing stuff when you hit them with the trip.
Well, according to the wiki,
They
they,
don't wanna
cannot be
trip,
tripped.
I don't know, man. I hit them with the dog trips and they stop doing stuff. Stop wiggling, stop moving, stop casting. People are taking improved trip. I think they could be tripped.
Okay. Well, I'm just going with what the wiki says, so because I was literally reading about them yesterday for a viewer.
A group of drow ambushed
Reapers are
men
fun. They
full of
can be.
force of
Reapers
battle.
can be
The Il's tribe must be
interesting. We were
determined to fight
discussing
the
the
enemy
fact
at
that
once.
the randomness is one of the ways that actually adds challenge to the game, and Reapers are a great way to add challenge to the game because they are so random. Same thing with champions, in my humble opinion. Alright, so you may have noticed, let's actually go back here for 1 second. On this little rock area, I mean, I guess we should talk about this before we even go further than that. You pull this lever, and a few seconds later this door opens. Roughly the same time this door opens, this trap has like a heartbeat, and then the trap starts going off. So a trick is to basically push up against running or auto run against the door, and have somebody who's brave pull the lever and then start auto running through. The other option, of course, is to nobody does that. People stay back here and shoot everything, and then your rogue has to make it through the trap and disarm these trap boxes. Not that big of a deal most of the time, unless there happens to be a named here, in which case then that named could be problematic for the run through. Speaking of names, there can also be a named troll in this room.
The stench of trolls once again.
Doesn't look like that happens to be a problem this run.
The trolls and
But,
drow are working together.
One of the things about the named at either of those two spawns here at the beginning, I guess technically there's 3, but the last 2 that we talked about, is if they were to have a chest with them, that chest would be trapped. You would want to check for traps before you looted that check box, that box. All right. Now, when you pull this lever, scorpions will spawn behind you. I tend to ignore that and just run past all this stuff. For a couple of reasons. One, it gives me something to do while I wait for the Marut to show up and activate the next fight. And 2, I don't like having the drow kind of perched up on top shooting at me. I know you can range them. I also know that you, with a little bit of jump and a little bit of featherfall, you can actually jump up there and take the fights to them. But they're monsters that can be avoided unless I need to take that shrine, in which case then I'll worry about them. But unless I need to take the shrine, might as well just get rid of it and be done. That guy's a champion. You shoot a pile of webs at them. Webs are fine. Like, you can do things to distract them or whatever, but I'd rather just run away from them and not engage. Obviously, a trap here. If you cannot disable this trap, you can have your hireling run in. It's no big. Hirelings love pulling levers, especially level 3 gold seal hirelings like Ellery. She loves it. Makes her day. Gives her meaning in life once you reach the point where her healing is less than optimal. Right, there'll be a little chest back here. That chest will spawn some scorpions. So we're gonna pre web and firewall just to try to keep them above ground so we can take them out. Something that people don't realize is that there will be some respawns basically once you cross this point, or spawns behind you because they haven't spawned yet. So keep an eye out. They'll come walking up. There they are right there. A couple of ruffians. Come here, Stinky. Huh. Well, that's not where I meant to put my sticky white stuff, but I guess it'll do. Guess it'll do.
You stand amidst a scene of terrible slaughter. The inevitable has already passed this way. You see signs of ancient architecture in the halls ahead. Vail's tribe must be living in the ruins of an older civilization.
Do you think the reason why dwarf clerics cast the light beam spells is because they're so much more effective on their dwarf or their drow allies?
Maybe.
So it's like a way to like extra punish them. Like, you don't like light beams in the eyes, so die, die, die. We're going to get this optional around the corner. Ah, excellent. Carnage Reaper and... Is it a Famine Reaper? The other Reaper I saw? It was, in fact, a Famine Reaper. Excellent. Let's have our helper walk down here just a little bit. That could have went worse. Hey, and our helper, our heal person, our helper. Hey, helper! I found the word. Our helper decided to actually cast a heal spell on us, and that's precious. I'm getting tired. For someone who slept until 5 o'clock this afternoon, because he didn't go to sleep until 6 o'clock this morning, I am still beat. Alright, we are going to take a slightly alternate way through here. This tunnel basically splits off in a couple different directions, but they both end up basically in the same spot. Unless you go left and left again, in which case then there's a dead end with a collectible in it. So, collectible. Otherwise you basically end up in the same spot. And you come back out and you walk around. Alright, we're going to go jump down this hole and break all these sweet breakables. I've talked about before, but I'm not a big breakable guy. I don't do breakables in every quest and yada yada yada. But Vaughn 3 is one of the ones. Yeah, Vaughn 3 is one of the ones that I do stop and I break the things. There's only a few places where you have to actually break stuff, and they're all in nice big clusters, so it's easy to like jump down and do all the breaking. Like, look at this. We ransacked basically breaking that. There's what, 2 barrels or whatever along the way, and then that room essentially, and we ransacked the quest already. You can't get much better than that. There we go. Those bolts did finally leave my crossbow and actually hit the bad man. Alright, up next, Beholder Rooms. This is one of the places that Tobrel likes to talk about how he used to be a hero. Tobrel, you want to go on about being a hero in the Beholder Room?
Oh, back in the day, classic. We charged into this room, and my two-handed paladin of power attack killed 4.5 beholders before he was brought low by the deadly eye stalks.
That's not bad. It's not bad at all. You've been working on it. Working on your old man stories. Alright, so a lot of people take the time to like Death Ward and put on your trinket, stuff like that. I'm not even going to worry about it. I'm just going to run through and hit the murder button. Ooh, there's a scary guy actually. We might spend a little bit more time on the scary version. So the named guy is a light bearer. Oh, never mind. He wasn't that scary.
I don't have to cast buffs, ding.
Well, I didn't. We did not. Don't buff before beholders. You can buff before beholders. Just realize that unless you are very, very quick at slaughtering beholders, you're probably going to get debuffed.
Or your pale lavender or other spell absorption items, like the one you got from Thrinnell.
Correct. Well, I didn't get it in Thrinnell. When I would have gotten Thrinnell. But that's what I mentioned with the Pale Lavalier and your Death Ward. You can use those things to give yourself a little extra protection.
Yep. Pale Lavender at 5, the little cloak also 5-ish.
Yeah, 5. And it does help a little bit. Being Dispelled takes numerous charges off your cloaks and your spell absorption items. So, you may have to...
The Beholder Eye takes none. The spells do take some.
I feel like Being Dispelled takes like 3 charges generally.
I'm not sure on
from the
Dispel,
big Beholder Eye.
but the eyeball looking at you takes none.
Alright. I'm looking at one more. be around this corner here. So there's 3 runes that you have to hit to be able to move on. You don't actually have to kill the beholders to get through, but it certainly makes it easier. A lot of people do go back after the beholder fight and shrine. I'm not one of those people. So there's a lot of different ways to quote-unquote do this part. The easiest supposedly is you walk forward and then turn around like that, just right there. I tend to jump out forward and try not to hit this down spipe and then feather fall around. However it's easiest for you, it generally will involve some sort of feather fall to be able to get over here and get this sweet optional experience. Again, remember, iron golems heal from fire. So my ability to do all sorts of extra fire damage is really helping me there.
A geyser blasts water into the air nearby.
Boop.
It looks powerful enough to lift a heavy weight.
Come on. Up, let's go. Why are we getting like this lag to the bottom thing? There we go.
Oh man, that was rough.
For some reason, for my client in particular, like going vertically is always a real struggle.
I've had problems there, but I haven't seen it quite that bad as what you just had. It had to be bad though. Hey, you can gust of wind that cloud away.
You could,
Hey.
which I even took the gust of wind spell just in
I
case
saw it on
was
your bar.
problematic.
I thought about it and saw it on your bar.
That's right. That's why I took it. We don't need to break these breakables, but I'm gonna.
Yeah, you do. They're breakable, man.
I don't break all the breakables. We already got
How are you
ransack.
gonna look?
We already had ransack. I was done breaking breakables.
How are you gonna get all the rupees if you don't break the pots? Okay.
Well, considering I've
You
watched
didn't
you
think
play,
this through, did you?
lag question mark. It's a vertical movement thing. It happens to me in a lot of the quests where you have to get vertically thrown in the air. I think it's just there's something about different clients that it matters different amounts.
So how are you gonna take on this particular part?
I walked around the corner and I shot all the monsters.
I figure this is an opportunity to discuss various strategies for
Yeah, I mean you
this
can
little choke point here.
you can get crazy about it. Like you can stay way back. You can range things. You can throw a firewall in this doorway. But at the end of the day, just run in there and kill the beholder, kill the other guys.
Maximum effort.
I did pull out the other 2 guys and kill the beholder last. Some people have issues with that. I don't know. It's kind of all the same
There's
to me.
a side you're supposed to fight beholders on. I don't remember what it is because the ice stalks only hit certain.
Well, the eye stalks are supposed to be all the way around, but the big eye
there was-
is not.
There was a person that actually figured out that DDO modeled the ice stalks only being able to aim certain ways.
Yeah, that could be true.
Really though, they also don't have a whole lot of hit points. So
Yeah, just kill them. They're like a little more than 1,000 hit points. Oh, I do love your range stun, Marut. You're the best. Thunder punched.
I feel like I should have started a Vaughn for you while you were Vaughn.
Alright, everybody. Well, that was Vaughn 3. Let's see. It took us 18 minutes for 45,856 experience. AKA very, very good for the rate of return. and 503 Reaper experience. So you don't want to skip Vaughn 3. Even when you add in the time for the pre-quest, it's still one of the more efficient quests in Dungeons and Dragons. You'll, in fact, whenever they have like bonus Reaper experience or bonus Epic experience weekends, etc., people run through this like crazy. So we'll end up doing part 2 of this video series a little bit later, knocking out Vaughn 2 and Vaughn 4. So stick it with us here at youtube.com/SamiusGarobo for more. I really appreciate it. Again, if you have an opportunity to hit the like, subscribe, follow buttons, please do. All right, everybody, have a great time. We'll see you again real soon. Toodles.